Bad boy.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You've tuned in live to the Flyers Sports and Entertainment Podcast in all the land. This is Stat Lines Matter. I'm your host, Mark E. Stewart, here with my partner, as always, Mr. Rob Hunter Jr. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? How's everybody doing today, this afternoon, tonight, whenever you're listening?
Man, we're good. We're good. I'm good. I can't speak for everybody else, all of our listeners. I assume they're all well. Let's get into some conversation. I know you were super excited because your boyfriend, LeBron, was playing at the Drew League.
Man.
And I know that was exciting. I know you probably shut it down at the crib. Everybody be quiet. No talking. LeBron's on. I don't even know if they put the game on. Was the game on? I watched the highlights on YouTube.
I found out subsequently, like everybody. Well, I found out that like most, you get the alert. Oh, yeah, LeBron and Kyrie are playing in the Drew League, and so it was exciting to hear.
You was probably gonna fly out, weren't you? You was gonna try to get it. You might have got the private jet for that. You might have been on and ponied up that 40.
Man,
just to get out there and see your man.
If I
could have got a ticket,
yeah. I mean, because I was the writer on Deadspin actually, raised this point. He was saying, I forget his name, but he was saying that, man, to see LeBron in a small gym like that up close, play drop 42. He says it's pretty exciting, just to see. He said he feels like as a writer, it's your basically sworn duty to hate on LeBron. He was like, he does his fair share of hating. He was like, but it's something about seeing him in person that you just can't deny. He was like that performance, and just in that gym, granted it wasn't against, the best competition. He said, but it was really cool to see. And it was really cool to watch. When you're looking at that, it felt like LeBron was at an AAU game. Like it felt like back in the day.
Like his bubble championship.
There were no fans in there, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it was like a gym. Yeah. It was like nobody cared, like that sort of thing.
Okay. Anyway, I was excited to watch it, and just to see the highlights in it and see all the DeRozan get loose. He dropped 30 and had 13 rebounds. I mean, these are rare instances. It's like Durant going to the Rucker, dropping, or Kobe going to the Rucker. LeBron hadn't been to the Drew since 2011. So, to see a player of their caliber, one of the greats of all time, whether it's Kobe, Durant, LeBron going and do that, I thought it was real, especially in a high school gym. I thought it was dope.
I know I'm one of the resident LeBron haters, so I'm going to catch the.
No, you the king.
I'm not the king.
You like LeBron the king? You the king.
Nah, there's many others. I mean, I think Skip Bayless is definitely the king of hating on LeBron. But I would say this: I thought it was a lot of nothing hype. What I will say I thought was dope was like the entrance. Like it's kind of like when they kind of swept the men through the crowd and the kids. The young people were clamoring and going crazy. It reminded me, that part of it was like a throwback of like when the champ would come back to his hometown. You know what I mean? Like those type of vibes. As a sports fan, you can't help but get a little bit of a goosebump, like watching, it's so funny because coming off of the whole does Michael need to take a picture with the kids, to see LeBron surrounded by all those kids, that was really dope. As a sports fan,
it was coming off the heels of that.
I mean, especially when you consider he's like the biggest name in sports, like globally, or like top 5.
And then where globally. It was, right? It's in Compton.
Yeah, so and they packed the gym out, and he comes in, and they sweep him in, and that was dope. I think the game and the activity that happened in the game was whatever. Like I watched the highlights. I watched like a 20-minute highlight clip. It's LeBron playing at 50%, taking a lot of ill-advised shots, missing a lot of shots, doing some things against some people who are just not that good. So, and it's funny because it was a glorified pickup game, but because it was LeBron now, it's like everybody wants to count stats. I've never, ever heard anybody go play on a weekend. Only 2 people have ever done that. It was LeBron at the Drew League, and it was Ice Cube and the Good Day record where he messed around and got a triple-double. But, like, for the most part, like, who's counting points and rebounds in a pickup game?
You didn't hear people count Durant 66 at the Rucker?
I mean, I never heard that.
Yeah, I have.
I literally never. Put it this way, everybody is so – I can tell you this. It definitely didn't get the saturation that 42 and 16 got. Everybody. I heard 42 and 16 before I saw a highlight.
Yeah.
In fact, the highlight clip that I saw, The thumbnail was 42 and 16.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know he dropped 42 points till I started prepping for the show.
Yeah.
I didn't know DeRozan had 30 and 13.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally never heard of anybody give stats on a pickup game.
Hey.
I haven't played ball in a long time, but I never walked off a pickup game till I had 12 and 8 assists, and I never did that. Like, the fuck?
Hey, well, and so that's an interesting point, because I actually thought the same thing, because I was like, it's 42 points. That was cool, but it was more cool that it happened, that he showed up.
I agree with that.
So I was like, man, that's just.
And I know everybody's gonna say I'm a hater, but I agree with that.
And to I guess the flip side of that, right? Kyrie was supposed to play in the game before,
right,
and was a no-show,
right. But I didn't know that he was a no-show until I started thinking about this for the show, because I just assumed he went and played, and it's a summer workout for an NBA player, so it's not like you're expecting anything. To me, the excitement was the fact that these guys went and that they showed up. I had no idea that he does what he always does and just be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so
I'm straight.
I was like, man, this is because I was thinking to myself when we first heard, when the news dropped, Kyrie and LeBron are going to play in the Drew today. I thought, they're going to be on the same team. That's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe it's something that they coordinated together.
Oh, okay. I never even put that together, because I thought they were supposed to play at different times.
They were.
Okay.
They were. See, I found out about that subsequently. I was like, he was supposed to play. So that's why the news dropped. News dropped, Kyrie is a no-show before LeBron and DeRozan took the floor. And I was like, man, he just ain't going to get right.
And I'll tell you this. If I was a Laker fan, and I'm like, man, you won't even show up for the Drew game, I'm good.
So it was rumored, though.
I'm good.
There was a young lady who was at a camp that posted something to her that was at a basketball camp, a girls' basketball camp, a player who posted the camp footage to her social media, and it showed Kyrie working the camp. So the rumor is he was at Phil Handy's, who's an assistant coach for, I believe, the Lakers now,
at his
camp helping out in Thousand Oaks.
Do we like that, or do we not like that?
Well, I think here's the
that's
thing.
The first I heard of that.
Well, here's the thing with that. Like, just give Dino a call. Dino's the commissioner of the Drew League, and so Dino said that it was basically felt like it was a guarantee. I mean, he had gotten on good authority, just like he had gotten on good authority that DeRozan, LeBron, they were going to be there. So he said when they asked him where's Kyrie, or basically given a status, he was like, look. He said, we still got 4 games left. We got 6 games tomorrow. Maybe he'll show, but, I wouldn't have said it if, I didn't think that he was going to be here. So I started thinking about this. I was like, man, they need to ghosting. We could just change that out for Kyrie. Like, cause Kyrie, it's like,
yes,
it's like, oh yeah, man, she was, what you go over shout out, man, she wasn't talking about it. I had a Kyrie that shot. I had a Kyrie that.
Exactly.
I had to,
exactly. 100%.
So I just,
I actually like that. I mess with it.
I just thought of this right now about the Big Dipper. Like he'll just dip. Cause there's no limit. Now you think there's no limit to him just doing whatever he wants. Like I think his biggest one of the things that I was like, what if I wouldn't put it past him to leave during a mid game. Like during the timeout, like they just went on like an 8-0 run. He just dropped like 12 in a row, and like, all right, we're on a TV timeout, and all of a sudden he come back. He's like, he like in a 2-on-1. It's like, we got a 2-on-1. Wait a minute,
and he don't even shoot the layup. He just put it on his hip and walk out.
It's a 1-on-1.
I'm sure that like in the pickup games when he was little, he was the dude who took the ball and just left. Like I got it. I'm out.
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, why don't you know what he should do? He should just retire, because it'll go from missing. Kyrie's missing to now he's mysterious. Like, cause now he can come and go. He like, where in the world is Waldo? Like he can just go and just show up at games and play and then just disappear, and it'll be cool. Now it's just weird. It's like, what are you doing?
It's super weird. And I think the NBA, at least as of the moment of this taping, is showing him that they think it's weird, because I don't think there's a real a team out there willing to give up many assets to get him.
Well, especially like I looked before we started filming. I was just looking at his game logs. In the last 3 years, he's played 20, 59, or 20, I believe, 50 games and 29 games. in the last 3
They
seasons.
should pay him that percentage of his money.
Hey, all of a sudden he'll stop
being mercurial.
more of a free spirit and
Hey,
be
let
like,
me tell
hey,
you
I got to be here on time. We got a game tonight.
Let me tell you something, man. Money has an interesting way of shaving people up that way.
Sure.
Let me ask you this question, because I actually don't know this. Because I always assumed that the Drew League was more or less like the West Coast version of the Rucker. But the Rucker is a park. It's a place. But the Drew League is actually a league.
A pro-am, yeah.
Like, can you explain? Because, like, so if I'm to understand correctly, there's a season going on in the Drew League.
Yes.
And then when an NBA player decides to play, he just show up and whoever was starting at the 3 just ain't starting no more. Like,
you go sit down. Yeah.
And then what do they play for? Like, what's at stake? Is there
They have
money?
They have
Is there
standings. They have championships.
pool,
I don't know if there's money involved.
Are
But
there
I do know.
scouts?
But I do know. Yes, and I do know that that they do have standing. There's a website. There's a Drew League website. They have the teams. Actually, LeBron played on DeRozan's team. And they have a league out here.
DeRozan's a sponsor. He's a team sponsor.
It's called, like, I don't know if he's a sponsor, but I know
he's from that community.
It says that I know that they were like, DeRozan was the one who got LeBron to play on his team.
Okay.
So that was the
But I know
verbiage
he plays on the Bulls, so
yeah. Well,
so he must be the owner of
the Drew League team.
Yeah, or the coach or something.
Yeah, Atlanta has a pro-am too. It's called the AEBL.
Okay.
And Kyrie's played in it out here.
So
Jamal
NBA
Crawford,
guys show up to go get run.
Yeah, they show up to go get, like, you looking for
To work
quality
out.
run.
Right.
Quality run. The Drew League is a place that, obviously is very famous. The AEBL is not as famous, but guys, a lot of pro guys go out and play. Paul Millsap's played in that league. Trey Young has played out there. Like I said, Jamal Crawford has played. A bunch of guys go play. It's down there at Kipp Elementary. In Atlanta, but yeah. So anyway, the Drew League is obviously one of those. You guys from the West Coast obviously know, and I'm sure you heard of it before this moment. But yeah, it's a place you can go get where you can't just show up and get in. But yeah, if LeBron show up
at your
you
position,
ain't
but
at the 3.
What if the 3 is like the team leading scorer, like he's the man, and you just be like,
you just move to the 4, move to the 2.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? But you move, and I guess if you're that guy, you're probably pretty pumped. Like,
well, let me ask you this too, and you may not know the answer to this, but I know you're around a lot of gyms and you're around the AAU circuit and all of that, so you're closer to the game than I am. But when these NBA guys go in to play in these pro-ams, the thing that I noticed that it was striking to me is, like, LeBron was playing like half speed, and DeMar was too. But you're saying these are good runs for them. Like, so when an NBA guy, these are the best guys in the world, when they're working out, is there ever a time when they're in a setting like that they're going hard, or literally do they just reserve that for when they're playing NBA games and the rest of it is sort of working on individual components of a game? It's like, is there a point where they're like, all right, I'm out here trying to work on this or work on that, but doing it at full speed? Because it just seemed like I thought he was just kind of going through the motions. It was exciting that he was there, but I was like, well, what does he get out of this?
Yeah, I'm not an expert on that part. I just think that for the veteran guys, they probably were working on some things. The younger you are, the harder you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I also, like, particularly for, like I said, the younger guys, because those guys that play overseas, they're probably going as hard as possible. Whereas, the younger NBA guys, they're because those guys are looking to, like, look, I could play in the league too, going at maybe, like, say a Banchero or Chet or whoever. I'm not sure if those guys are playing in any type of pro-am. But the point that I'm making is that you still have if you have something to prove, right? The overseas guys will always have something to prove when they're playing against NBA guys, and the younger guys are proving that they belong, and then the older guys are just kind of like DeRozan's resume is cemented outside of a ring, right? And LeBron's obviously he's trying to.
He was performing a public service.
Yeah, and it was
he gave the fans a real thrill. I honestly thought that was the cool part. It was like, he's here.
Sure. Yeah.
He's in the gym.
And so, what was funny about that is they said that he hadn't done this since 2011.
Yeah.
And Baron Davis brought him to the Drew League the last time. And it was
West Coast guy.
It was after the lockout, or during the lockout. I can't remember if it was during or after. It's probably during, now that I come to think about it, right? Anyway, and LeBron showed up and he wasn't gonna play, but he saw the crowd and he started like, the vibe, and he started the energy start. He said, I need a jersey, and he played, but he wasn't expected to play.
Yeah.
So and that's why I was saying, like, looking at the crowd and looking at him, it just felt like he was in one of Bronny's games, except for it was his game.
Yeah, and I love the fact that I was telling one of my sons the other day, I love the fact that these guys, they love being around the game.
Like Mike had the love of the game.
Yeah, but these guys will go, like Bron will go, I mean, obviously it's his kid, but he's having a time of his life sitting at a high school game, high-fiving, the other parents and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they love being around the game, and that's dope. Like, they really enjoy what they do.
So to take it a little step further, like, I think about it from Bronny's perspective, how unique it is to have, your dad, one of the top players, to ever play the game at your game, and then you performing in front of him. Like, every time you get the ball, it's like hyper focus from the crowd and from all the analysts and from all the scouts. Like, is on you to be able to perform under that kind of pressure. Is very unique because it's different. Like, it's already pressure if you're on one of those top teams because you're trying to up your ranking, you're trying to get more offers, whatever the case may be. Wherever you are, you're trying to get above that. Yeah. And for him,
it's different.
Your name is LeBron James.
Yes.
Like, your name is LeBron James Jr. And and your dad is there. Yeah. And for him to actually be able to perform as well as he have, I thought is pretty that's pretty unique, to have that.
Yeah. And I think that, like, you're bringing out an interesting point because it is about who he is. Because there's a lot of father-son. There's even some, I think the Wagners, where it's the grandfather, the son, and then the younger son. Mm-hmm. I think it's either
he's the number
about
one.
To come.
Well, I don't know if he's still, but he was ranked the number one player in the country, DeJuan Wagner.
In a certain type of class. And then, like, I think Carlos Boozer has twins. Like, one is a top player, one is kind of like a top 20 player.
To Duke. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of dads whose sons play that don't have that pressure because the lights ain't on. You know what I mean? Like, Carlos Boozer was a good NBA player, made a lot of money, and was a good, double-double guy. But the pressure and the shadow on his kids is nothing like what it is for, the namesake of the chosen one.
Yeah, and LeBron,
you know what I mean,
with the enthusiasm of like he got a 9 to 5. Like
they need the money.
Yeah,
like LeBron is at the game. Like, we need this. Like,
hey, light it up, light it up. Yeah, because he be like up, he be like clenching the,
but I love,
flexing.
And I don't like things. I love that about him though.
Well, I do too, but I'm just saying, you're LeBron.
Yeah, y'all gonna be straight either way. He missed the free throw. Y'all still
all
good.
Your eggs is not in this basket.
You know what I mean? Like, so but I love the enthusiasm of like come on,
enthusiasm.
We need this.
It's like he just got off from the steel mill or something. Like, want to watch Junior play? There's gonna be a lot of scouts in the house tonight, man. Right. We got a lot riding on this.
Yeah, it's like, come on, he could buy a team and then be like, and my son is the starting point guard. Like, you can do that when you own the team. You know what I'm saying? But
Kyrie, we're gonna sit down and you can go to 2, or you can be the 6th man off the bench. But Bronny's starting. You be like, what? But I mean, the Kyrie thing though that's so strange, man. It really is, because
I want to like him so much.
Yo, and like I said, I was like, he should just, because all of this weird stuff goes away and it just becomes, now he's mysterious.
Yeah, but I don't think it goes away. I just think it's a waste.
Like, I think he really want to be Uncle Drew. Like, I think he would rather go out and put the makeup on and just show up to different gyms.
I never saw the movie, but just play as some old man. Like, who's that old guy?
Yeah, I think he would get off much more on that than, I think he's so supremely intelligent. I think he's bored a lot of times, with, I think somehow you should get in his brain. Like, if you could trick him, it's kind of like like how I used to think about Dennis Rodman sometimes, where he's doing all this weird stuff to his head, right? All the different, designs that Rodman used to have in his head. And I was like, what would freak everybody out if he just came with it just regular, all black. And I'm thinking,
with a little fade.
Yeah, with a fade. Yeah. What would freak everybody out if Kyrie just showed up 82 games for the team? Like, just do something totally. Like you really want to freak people out?
Let's see how far we can go.
Show up 82 games and see, because he hadn't played 70 games in like 7 seasons.
And it's not like I know he's been injured. Like he was injured, missed most of college. But the thing about
11
it is,
games, I think he started.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he played, not much college ball at all.
We
seek
Miga minutes.
It was still number one pick.
Yes. I mean, and you look at just every time, and that's the thing I think that is so, he's an enigma. You know, you look at any footage of him, from high school to what, you name it. It's just, he's a virtuoso. And the way that he behaves, just, Kyrie's going, no, he's not going to be here. Oh, Kyrie finna, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, then he finally showed. And then, what was funny about that? I thought about this too. That, when he decided, not to show, whatever happened, he didn't show. And it turns out, that he was allegedly at helping out with Phil Handy. I was like, he still was in the gym. But he just ain't in the gym you want him.
He's never going to be in the gym you want him to be in.
I'm going to be in. Y'all ain't going to be where you want me to be. But I'm going to be
it may not be no crowd.
I'm going to be where I'm at.
It may not be no hot dogs and pretzels being sold, but I'm going to be in the gym. You could tell he works on his game.
Oh, my gosh. Incessantly.
It's. I think particularly as an old school fan, it's maddening because for those of us that have tried to argue on his behalf, like, nah, man, it's Isaiah. Like, it's like some of the rare skills from a small guard, but he ain't never there.
Nah,
he never there when you need him.
Nah,
I hope he don't parent like that.
Man, well, and I was like,
because he'd be like, man, I'm gonna get you a bike. No, I'm not.
Nah, I'm not.
I'm gonna be here for your birthday.
He showed you some rollerblades.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I don't want these punk ass rollerblades.
Like, you just hope he's not parenting in that way, man.
Well, I just thought that a bike would be, I don't want to do do the obvious. Like,
I bought you.
You said you was gonna give me a damn bike.
I bought you a book for Christmas. A book.
I bought you the whole Encyclopedia Britannica.
I want to say.
Like, we got the internet. Yeah, but it's different reading.
It's different when you read it. I would like to say on behalf of, and maybe this is like super materialistic, but I really don't like when people do that. When they be getting books and stuff. Like
no. Oh my gosh.
Don't try to help me.
Bro.
Let me help myself. Don't help me at Christmas. So just give me what I want.
During Christmas last year, I believe it was, his grandmother got Levi, my youngest son, some puzzles, like some educational puzzle. And as he was opening it up,
the disappointment.
No, but you hear me. I'm recording. I was like, it's on camera. I go, this is the wackest gift. I was like, can we please get some real Christmas presents going on here?
I'm of the belief, and I know we're on a tangent, but I'm going to go with it. I'm of the belief that sometimes for some people, gift giving is one of the most selfish acts that people could do, because what people do that go shopping, I want to go shopping because they want to get what they want to get for you. They want you to wear the shirt they want to see you in. Or get what I want. That's why I've been in favor of a national registry. See, we shouldn't just have it be for weddings and things like that. It should be like a national registry to where if you want to know what I want, just go sign up there. Go check in.
You know what my wife got me for my birthday? She got me something to sit my grill in, like
like a decorative table or something.
Put my grill
utility
in.
table.
And I was just kind of like, I mean, yeah, but like no, but like
I'm good on
yeah,
how I
like,
grill.
Yeah, but I know like the worst gift that I ever got used to be from my aunts and uncles on the black side. They would actually get me sweat socks, tube socks, and wrap them up. And so by like the year number 3. You two. By year number 3, I wouldn't even open them. They would get the same thing every year,
that's bullshit.
And I would lift it up, and I would just frisbee that bitch back up underneath the Christmas tree. Like, yeah, they would wrap up white.
Give me some drawers too. Why stop there? Give me some socks and drawers.
They would wrap it up, and it'd be like, I'm like, why would you do this to me?
That's actually, respectfully to your aunts and uncles, that's a whack gift at any age. Like sometimes,
but especially at like 9 years old.
I was gonna say when you're a kid and you want toys,
yes,
and you want video games and things of that nature, and somebody gives you, it's like a real freaking letdown.
Oh my god!
But even as an adult, man, don't try to give me utility. Like, don't give me things I need.
Sweat socks.
See what I did. I'll give you an example for Father's Day.
Tennis socks, whatever.
Like what I do, and because I do a lot of I Instagram shop. Like I have a lot of vendors and I'll just go.
Really?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've never bought anything. So that works?
What?
You get good stuff?
What?
Oh.
Like even like when like new Air Force Ones or something like drop, like it just
I'd be afraid that it's like a fake vendor or something.
Nah, it's real.
Apparently.
And you can shop in like 2 minutes because I'm like a quick, like I'm like, oh, I like this, boom, 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 and it's like your stuff's in and it's out, right? It's good. So what I do,
my mind is blown.
Yeah. So what I do is I saw something like it was like an advertisement for, I have a nice bar right over here, and so I was like, oh, these are some cool decanters
with the Lobos over there.
Yeah, Lobos. Yeah, I support. See, people think I don't support LeBron. I got the Lobos and the Cinco. I represent both. But I sent to my kids well before Father's Day. I was like, this would be a cool Father's Day gift. It's like decanters and glasses that are monogrammed, and I have some of those, but I got some more. I sent it to them with the possible Father's Day question mark. Forgot about it. Father's Day opened the shit up. It was there, and I was like, oh, I was surprised. Like I had never seen this shit, but because I was happy to get it, and then forgot that I had sent it to them.
Oh, that's
and
lit.
They were dope for actually taking the thing and following through.
That's mega lit. Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
I would like to normalize people getting what the hell they want for presents.
So my wife says to me, and some of y'all may have seen the clip. She said, well, where you want to go tonight for your birthday so I can go ahead and book it. I said, I want to go.
Did you really say that?
Yeah, I said, I want to go to the strip club. And she
alone or y'all together?
Either or, she can come.
That's so funny. She was like, I just want to go.
Yeah,
I don't really care if you show up or not.
Yeah, and I was like, it's Tuesday. The section should be pretty decently priced. And she just walked off. Like, she just totally walked off. And I was like, so it's probably not going to the strip club because she didn't ask me which one I wanted to go to.
I normally side with Marie because I think some of the things that you say on this show are preposterous when it comes to that. But on this one,
it's real though.
This one, I'm going to side with you because she asked you what you wanted.
Yes.
And you said, I'd like a section at the strip club. She knows who you are. She knows who she married.
To the point when before we had children, she asked me did I want to go to the strip club when we were dating for my birthday.
And now it's all off the table.
So yeah, now so let me so if ain't gonna be no ass shaking at the house,
yeah,
we can go purchase.
And
you
here's
can
the
purchase
thing.
Me the ass shaking.
And here's the thing. I of the belief you should never ask somebody to come about their character for anything. But don't tell them girls down at that club that they can't stay in there.
Yeah.
That's all you asking for.
And I still like the ass shaking. I still like the ass shaking. If you listen to
the show, we definitely know that.
Look, everything that I liked when we was dating, I still like it and miss it very much now.
That's an interesting thing too about being married. I've been married for we've been together 34 years, and that is absolutely true. I think men, we are who we kind of become who we are between like 15 and 17. And then it's kind of like we just coasting out.
Yeah.
I like pasta then. I like pasta now.
Yeah, and all I'm doing is I have to rebrand my approach to getting it.
Yes.
As I get older, I can't be as juvenile about asking for the things that I want. But you asked me where I wanted to go. I didn't say booty club, which is what I would have said at 17. I said I would like to go to the strip club, please.
Gentlemen's club.
Please, ma'am.
Gentlemen's club, ma'am.
And she promptly just went.
I wish you had your camera on while that was going on. That would have been really
I didn't
funny.
know what she was going to ask. So when she asked, and she was and in her defense, she was heading to the car and she was like, hey, where do you want to go tonight for your birthday so I can go ahead and book it? I said, well. I put my hand on my chest.
Like if you had a hat, you'd have taken it off. Yeah, you held it close.
Well, ma'am, did you I'd like to go to
much obliged, man.
To the strip club, please, ma'am. If you be so obliged, yeah, ma'am. And she just turned, and all you heard was just her heels on the pavement.
I would have paid to see that. Before we get out of here. Our boy Tiger Woods missed the cut again, which is who he is now as a golfer.
Tiger, I missed the cut.
He's effectively me on the golf course, not winning.
Same result. I mean, me and you, they couldn't kick us off before Friday.
Exactly. If I had some sort of music industry exemption to play, me and Tiger would be there the same amount of time. Like we'd have the similar experience.
We would check out
of
our room.
Exactly. We'd have to be out by 12, sir.
So Tiger, where you headed?
Yeah, we'll head to the bar.
Okay.
Cool. I'll meet you down there.
I'm going to take my own car.
So I didn't see this, but was he crying? Did he? Is he?
Yeah, he got the crying and carrying on, and
what's he crying for?
I guess because I guess this the end. I guess. And did you see like the Brits? Tiger's crying. Tiger's crying. I guess they was like, they got emotional too. And I was like, well, you got to be a special brother. You know what kind of brother you got to be? How special you got to be to make white folks care about your black tears?
I mean, I'm sure there was a couple of guys in there like, tighten it up, you little wanker.
Like, because I was like, whoa, and then it's Brits. Brits really don't care about black tears. It's like, Tiger's crying.
I guess I know we're going to get some heat for being insensitive, but I just don't care. I don't care that he loses.
Well, I'll tell you what, because Tiger made it weird. He's the one that made this whole weird with the cobbling Asian. That's weird. The weird stuff that and I know it was domestic, but why are she running? She hit you with the club. You couldn't even write that. And then the car wreck, which was weird because
he was super high though.
Yeah, and they
oh no, not the car wreck because toxicology. He said he was clean.
That one, but there was they didn't draw any blood. They did not draw any blood. That's when he went off the cliff.
Oh, he got that was
they did not draw any blood. So they which was
somebody was protecting.
They took care of him on that one. But I'm just saying that all got very like Tiger's career got weird.
He has nobody to blame.
And then the sex addiction, what is that? Is that a thing? Like I thought men we all like it.
Yeah.
Like that's weird.
Yeah.
Like you went to rehab for that? Like check me in.
I don't know if that's. I've never done a deep dive into people who have sex addiction.
I'm just like whatever, dude.
But I will say this: I'm not gonna.
You like ass, so do I. Whatever. Whatever, dog.
True. What I'm saying though is Tiger doesn't have anybody to blame. Tiger had it all. And he decided to play. Like, if you watch the show and you understand what I do for a living, I represent music talent. My original and only rule is don't play with the money. And Tiger played with the money.
Definitely.
Because when you sell image and conformity and all those things, you have to stay with that, which means that you can't really be about infidelity. And if you are, you have to be tidy. You have to be neat. You can't be sloppy.
Yeah, you can't be out here with the Denny's waitresses and stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
like you have to. There's a way that you have to be because you have to protect the image at all times. And he just got sloppy. And then girls started to talk and things came out and he put the sponsors in weird positions. And even through all of that, he still has fans. He still has people.
And he was using his phone.
Yeah, people who root for him to win. And I just don't think it's going to happen. And he's done a lot of things to hold himself back. Now, the one thing I will say is interesting, that story that is around Tiger Woods, I'm really interested in his son.
Charlie.
Like, the kid can play. And he has the mannerisms of his dad. I'm going to say this now. If he's as good as he appears to be at this age and he can win, his shit might be bigger than Tiger's. And that's saying a lot.
It could. And
if he can handle the pressure, going to what we were talking about, Bronny, if he can handle the pressure of being the son of a legend, this could actually be bigger than his dad.
He could. I tell you for me, and I haven't seen Charlie play. But as I was, the thing with Tiger, I guess that made it so weird and made it such a stiff or steep drop off for me was I identified it. I like Tiger when Earl was controlling him. When Earl was controlling him, I liked Tiger. When Earl went on up to be with the Lord and Tiger started doing his own whole thing and doing all of that. That's when me and Tiger split. So I'm Earl I'm like when Earl had it, and Earl was guiding him. Like it's kind of like Joe Jackson guiding,
Michael got a lot better when Joe was not.
But that's true. But I for one, my fandom for Tiger was when Earl was in the gallery.
Well, a lot of it because they sold to Black America a game that we didn't know a whole lot about for a reason. We had been locked out of that game. We had been, it's private clubs. It's private,
literally locked out.
Yeah, like literally locked out of the game. The only way that you could be Black and get into a golf club more times than not was to be caddying or doing something domestic. And so Tiger made that, and Earl crafted a sort of thought process that became inclusive. And Tiger was a face
extremely
of it.
socially aware of what he meant to minorities across the world. And Earl was the architect of that consciousness.
And then when Tiger got the keys to that Ferrari, he drove that motherfucker off the
He's
cliff.
like, enough of that.
Like he drove that Buick.
We're done with that.
It was like, you know what I mean? So I think ultimately Richard Williams, who had a similar architecture thought process behind, I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but a similar way that he thought with his girls was much better in sort of delivering that message. And that came through in the movie.
And you're right about that, because I didn't know that he was paramount in making sure that they actually had some version of a childhood.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right.
A lot of what you see and you hear about the parents, you can pick one, it could be Earl, whoever. You never, at least I don't know how much of a childhood Tiger had, but when you see what he, would blow off, tennis lessons to go to Disney World and things of that nature, I thought that was really cool, just to try to keep
some normalcy,
and also pulling them from the high pressure of the juniors events and just be like, we're just going to skip all that. We're going to focus on school. They're going to train, but then we're going to go pro.
Yeah.
Which was like, it's just unorthodox, but man, I mean, it worked. And, kudos. He's a mad scientist, at least with his girls.
Yeah. No. And when you saw the movie, it kind of made sense that, you think about what does juniors really mean? And if you think your girls are world-class talents, playing against girls that are not going to make it there wasn't really benefiting.
Well, and also like turning down lucrative offers on the way when they weren't rich,
right?
So that was.
But they were so young too. Like I think sometimes with the girls we thought differently because they weren't like little petite women. I mean, these are women that are like 5'10", 6 feet. They were tall and, athletic, very young. And so you tend to think that they were older, but when you realize at the time at 13, 14 years old, he did absolutely the right thing by letting them grow up naturally and not under that scrutiny and that spotlight.
Let me tell you something. This goes to every sponsor, Nike, Under Armour. But if y'all come knocking on my door for my son,
he coming.
The bargain won't be that hard.
Well, listen, this is a good place to pause right here. Like always, we ask that you continue to support our endeavors here at Statlines Matter by hitting the like, the notification, and the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Also, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any other place that you get your podcast. And definitely you can follow us day to day, our 1 minute content that exists on our Instagram, our Twitter, our TikTok, and then Facebook pages. And also, too,
it's going crazy.
Follow Rob on his own Facebook page and his own Instagram with his comedy, Laugh with Rob Hunter. You got lots of good stuff there.
It's funny.
And you can laugh with Rob Hunter.
And if it's not funny, you can tell me how to be funny.
If it's whack, you can laugh at him.
Yeah.
But if it's funny, you're gonna laugh with him.
Yeah. And if you you should have said the joke this way. I'll do it the way you want it.
He's very interactive.
Like it's like I will craft my jokes the way it's like a meal. You order the meal and you tell me no onions. That's how I'm gonna give it to you.
There's some restaurants that just be like, nah, it come with onions.
That's the Michelin restaurants.
Oh yeah,
you don't get.
Oh no. Like Judy and I were gonna go to. Judy loves Korean food, and there's I forget the name of it now. I should be able to get him a free shout out, but there's a Korean spot in Chicago that I think is a two-star Michelin, and I had a reservation there. And Judy, at the time, had a very specific diet that she was on, and I was just like, "No, we good. Like, we're not going there because I already know that's gonna go left."
Yeah.
And Judy wouldn't do it. She wouldn't be like this, that, or the third. She would just be like,
"Can I get some A1 sauce?"
She definitely wouldn't ask for that, but she would just be like sitting there with a cocktail or something, because most of the stuff that a chef would use has dairy. She has a dairy allergy. I'm telling all your business, but I'm sorry, baby. But anyways, that's enough of that. But good show, man. I love that. I love that LeBron did that. Like, I really do. I think the reporting on the stats is whatever, but I love that he was there.
And I was thinking about this as well, right? The NBA, through the summer league, now they got another strong headline with the Drew League. It's becoming even more 365 relevant, man.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a thing, man.
Yeah.
And then whenever the Durant, if and when it decides to drop, and Kyrie moves, and this is gonna be, there's more news, and it's taking real, like, not just 1 day headlines. It's like 2-3 days.
Nah, it's real soap opera stuff. I love it. Well, listen, man. I'm Mark Stewart. This is Rob Hunter, and together we're Statlines Matter.
Peace.
Bad boy. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.